This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. The Men's Room, they're partnering with Elysian Brewing and Washington State Department of Health, doing beers and shots. Try to pop-up vaccination events happening at the Elysian Tap Room this Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. The first 150 people to show up will receive their vaccine, plus a Men's Room Red or another Elysian beer. You want more information? You know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play B-Mix. It's time to play the game.
Yeah!
So everybody scream his name. B-Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Mix. You're a loser.
It is time to B-Mix, but on 6-9, it's Wackhead Wednesday. Nice.
Whack it.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then.
All right. Woo! Whack it.
And earlier today, it was glorious because Steve managed to win 6-9.
One of the greatest moments in Beat Mix history. Actually, the greatest moment in Beat Mix history.
I really think it is at this point.
I was so happy I got 9 right. And I couldn't even plan. Like, it was like a Disney movie. It was a Disney ending.
Oh, yeah,
if we made a movie about 69.
Yeah, that's exactly what Disney's going to do next.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. Let's get to our contestant. We got Jeff in Puyallup. Jeff, are you there?
Hey, buddies.
Hey, Jeff. Buddy. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Jeff will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jeff, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
In which TV series did Johnny Depp play an undercover cop infiltrating schools and other teen venues?
21 Jump Street.
Yes. What are the names of the 3 Rice Krispies treats? Mascots.
Pop.
Yes. The Saints are a professional football team from what city?
The who?
The Saints.
Saints. New Orleans.
Yes. Which Disney film features the song When You Wish Upon a Star?
Pinocchio.
Yes. Which Apollo space mission first put men on the moon?
11. 13.
11, yes. Ian Fleming is most notable for creating which fictional spy?
James Bond.
Yes. In which continent would you find the Amazon River?
Oh, boy. South Africa.
No.
South America.
Yes. What name did Weird Al Yankovic give to his version of Beat It?
Eat It.
Yes. What relation to you is your uncle's father?
Uncle's father. Grandpa.
Yes. What kind of animal's kidnapping is solved in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
What kind? He's a dolphin.
Yes. And Jeff, you get a perfect 10.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Unfortunately, no 6-9 today.
No.
Happy birthday to me.
Oh, it's your birthday?
Oh, happy birthday, Jeff.
Wow. Wow.
Heck yeah.
Wow. So Steve?
Yes.
Now, this isn't as fantastic as like a 6'9", because I'll let you know that's not going to happen.
Oh, spoiler alert.
But this is something fantastic. Jeff's birthday is on 6'9".
Happy birthday.
Right?
Nice.
What a nice birthday.
I hope you have something nice planned.
Thank you.
Were you born in 69? That would make it even better.
Right?
No, 1 year off, Steve. I was 70.
Oh, so close.
Missed it by that much.
Are you ready, Steve?
Conceived in the year 69, though, you know.
Oh, well, that's what counts.
Wow. A personal question I want to ask about what your parents were doing at that moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Don't ask.
To make it even more of a special day. All right. I am ready, Rev.
Thank you.
Yes.
In which TV series did Johnny Depp play an undercover cop infiltrating schools and other teen
21 Jump
venues?
Street.
Yes.
21 Jump.
What are the names of the 3 Rice Krispies mascots?
Snap, Crackle, and Donatello.
No.
Pop.
Yes.
Snap, Crackle, Pop.
The Saints are a professional football team from what city?
New Orleans.
Yes. Which Disney film features the song When You Wish Upon a Star?
You wish upon a star.
No, you know it.
Cinderella?
No.
Sleeping Beauty.
No.
Fantasia.
No. Which Apollo space mission first put men on the moon?
Apollo 19.
No.
11.
Yes.
Nice.
Ian Fleming is most notable for creating which fictional spy?
James Bond.
Yes. In which continent would you find the Amazon River?
South America.
Yes. What name did what name did Weird Al give to his version of Beat It? Eat it. Yes. What relation are you to your uncle's father?
That's Grandpa.
Yes. What kind of animal's kidnapping is solved in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
Dolphin.
Yes. And Steve, you got 9 again. Correct. And Jeff got a perfect 10, so you lose.
Son of a...
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Jeff.
Nice work, Jeff. I'm very, very
Thank
happy.
you for having me on this 69 hump day.
Our pleasure, buddy.
Happy birthday, my man.
And thank you for giving us this.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
So good.
the Disney one got you there, but you were correct in going with the classic ones.
Someone said, would you accept all of them for the Disney question? Is that like
theory.
is it the jingle at the beginning?
Yeah.
That doesn't
that's
count.
When the star goes over the castle.
Oh, I wish I was smart enough to have said that.
Oh,
that would have been a nice argument.
Oh, boy.
I mean, yeah, there could have been an argument made for that, but I mean, we're looking at the spirit of the song and when it actually came out.
Pinocchio.
Thank you. Yes.
Wow.
Damn it. Yeah, Jeff did get Pinocchio, and you got a lot of the older
you
ones.
got robbed, Steve, is what you got.
Well, I didn't guess all of them, so I didn't get robbed.
Could have guessed one of them, though. Did you guess one of them?
He didn't. He guessed 3 of them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I guess they start with time.
they all start with it. So wow, you got robbed.
More like a 10-10 tie, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, we can ask you, and I can be like, no.
I wish I could take the song back, but I played it. Unfortunately, sorry.
Yeah. So I want to know, would you have accepted a dog on the Ace Ventura question because he solved that right at the beginning while disguised as a UPS driver?
Wow, so many retcons with this whole thing. Plot hole central.
Should have put like the main animals kidnapping or something like that. But that just makes the question too long.
And we
then you
both
have to-
got dolphin.
Yeah,
Clearly
absolutely.
he did if he got 10 for 10.
Yep. Everyone got dolphin, so we're good.
Yeah,
Mostly.
Are we though?
Well, I mean, sure.
For today.
Yeah, for today.
Yeah.
Great.
Huh, I don't know. Ian Fleming also wrote the novel on which the movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is based.
Yeah,
The
yeah, I
guy
heard
that
that.
made... Yeah, the guy
That
that
I
made
didn't know.
Yeah, the guy who wrote James Bond also did that
Chitty
movie.
Chitty Bang Bang, I love you.
Oh yeah,
Bang Bang.
one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Is it?
Oh, definitely.
Was it like that and Mary's Poppins? That's a different
That's
movie.
Yeah, that was my favorite movie as an adult.
Did they ever do a parody of that? Call it.
Yeah, they really should.
They probably shouldn't.
Yeah, they. Yes, not Mary Poppins. I was not a Mary Poppins fan. It was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang for me.
I felt like those two kind of went hand in hand. Like,
Oh, really?
On television, whenever I felt like one was on the other, it was like the Olive Garden Red Lobster of.
Oh yeah, totally.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, never. I don't think I've ever seen Mary Poppins.
With the umbrella?
Yeah, I mean, I know who she is, but I don't think I've ever watched the movie in its entirety.
Huh.
Yeah, it didn't really speak to me. You know, it's I don't know why, but Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Oh yeah, watch the hell out of that.
What was the premise of that? Was it a train or a vehicle or something?
It was a car. It was a car that could fly, go in water, and that's all I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about it except for the name. And
yeah, Dick Van Dyke was in it. I remember that. And did he sing a song called "Truly Scrumptious"? I think I remember him. Yeah, I think that was the name of the woman in the movie. Her name was Truly Scrumptious, which was really, I love some of the names they would give people, which makes sense. If Ian Fleming wrote it, didn't Ian Fleming give all the women some really cool names in the Bond movies, or Bond novels, I don't know. I can't say one of the words, but Blanky Galore.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and so I think it was Truly Scrumptious. Am I right about that?
Yeah, Truly Scrumptious.
Yeah, so that makes sense that Ian Fleming wrote that. Yeah, that wasn't too sexist. I'm going to name the female character Truly Scrumptious. Okay, that'll go. And then the next one will be Blanky Galore. Nice. Got a new poll, and thanks to the pandemic, turns out one-night stands might become a thing of the past.
Sure. I don't buy that.
Yeah, no.
It's easy to say that when people are sober. I'm sure did they survey these people when they were drunk?
Well, that's a good question. 61% of the men say, yeah, they expect, which is really surprising. It's more men saying they expect one-night stands to become a thing of the past after COVID. Now, I don't know if they're meaning it's going to end because they'll have less opportunity or they will not seek it out themselves. That they haven't been clear about. Only 47% of women say they expect one-night stands to die out once the pandemic comes to an end.
And those girls like to party.
So then you got to have something fill the void, as it were, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So it turns out sexting may be the way to go because 61% of single people say sexting will be more popular than ever post-pandemic.
And sexting could be a lot of fun though, because it's are they going to respond with something? I remember back in those days, where you're trying to engage in some naughty chatter, and it was always you had the three dots, and you'd say something that's slightly flirty with 3 dots. It's almost like fishing. You throw the line out, and you're hoping that they respond with something equally as flirty, and then it's all bets are off. Let's say some raunchy stuff, but you didn't have to worry about anything bad happening to you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe get a virus on your computer. That's about it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, more than half of single adults, young adults, say they've turned to technology for ways to be sexually intimate during the pandemic, and that includes things like video chats and phone sex. So is it Judge Dredd? It's coming true? Or no, what's
Demolition Man.
That's it. Demolition Man's coming true.
What happened? I can't remember.
It was the VR sensitive, porn sort of thing where they were having sex, but they were never touching. It was all just basically video.
Yeah, Rocky and Sandra Bullock were doing it, but they weren't doing
Rocky.
Yeah.
As a single girl during the pandemic, I feel like more guys are up to just sexting because I have a buddy. He's one of my longtime, buddies, and we recently reconnected. I'm like, okay, well, you're healthy, I'm healthy, recently got checked out. Let's hang out. And to get us to hang out has been pulling teeth because he's just so worried about everything going on in the world. Mm-hmm. But no problem with the sexting. I'm like, okay, cool. You got me riled up. Am I coming over?
No.
Oh, not tonight. It's
wow.
Bro, come on.
So even though did you show him your card? Do you have to make prove he doesn't trust you? Maybe you need to see the vaccine card. I don't know.
Or is it just how do I ask this without going down on a really bad? But so you're having the conversation, right? Mm-hmm. You guys are chatting and stuff and getting you're excited,
up.
Right? Yeah. Does he ever hit a point where maybe as BJ uses the old analogy of a workout? Has he finished his workout while you guys are chatting?
Not that he either described or proved, I guess.
Because, with all due respect, if it's just a booty kind of thing and he finished his workout, he probably doesn't care at that point. He's like, I got what I needed. I'm going to take a nap.
Oh,
which
wow.
I totally understand.
Yeah. Mission accomplished. Yeah. Now I need a nap. Sorry. And then he's like, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say that's an insult to you or anything like that, but that's how guys are.
But I've asked him that. I'm like, I just want to know, when you say things like, yeah, when you're over here, we're going to do A, B, and C, and I can't wait for you to get here. I'm like, okay, cool. When am I coming over? And then for you to tell me, are we just talking or are we actually going to be doing things so I know what mindset to be in?
Right. I get the vibe that he just wants to talk.
And I'm like, just tell me. We're adults. Just tell me. I'm not going to be mad. Just so I know to not finish the workout because I'm expecting to come over and then I'm just left hanging.
What is wrong with you that you want people to communicate, Vicky? What is wrong with you?
Like, we're not in our 20s anymore, dude. Come on.
Yeah, Steve.
I don't know for me. I'm just trying to make sense of the situation.
I think you should figure it out for Vicky. You should, be her go-between and talk to this guy.
You want me to talk to him? Next time you guys are in the middle of a little fun chat, put me into the group chat. I'll chime in.
Oh, geez.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, you can be the dong whisperer.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
We're all going to get laid.
No, actually we're not.
Happy 6-9 day.
He's just the go-between.
Right. I'm just a mediator.
Yeah.
The meat what?
The mediator.
That's wrong. That is really wrong. Hey, you know what time it is? Anything else? Time for listeners on the loose.
Well, I'm just asking questions.
Yeah. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll do those at 9:18 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Spartan Plumbing. Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. And when you are speaking your piece, remember, Steve does have one rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ, and that is to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, the gong will be hit and farewell will be said.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Earlier this morning, we were talking about embarrassing situations that happened to you in front of a group of witnesses. One person texted in and said, I was given a diary for my birthday when I was around 12 years old. I'd written in there how much I had a crush on my older sister's hot friend. Oh. One day, while at a baseball game, my sister pinned me down and forced me to sit and listen as she read my diary to her entire baseball team, including the girl that I had a crush on. I was so embarrassed.
Wow. That is a very bad sister.
If it was a Hallmark movie, it would end with them actually getting together. Not the sister, but the hot friend.
Yes.
Sister, that's a whole different movie.
Yeah, the sister, not the sister and the hot friend getting together. You mean the brother and the hot friend.
Right. All the other scenarios are on thumbnails that maybe once or twice in my life I've clicked on, but not ever again.
Got to be clear.
Yeah.
Got to be clear. Yeah, I mean, that's stuff that happens, but boy, that's a beating.
Okay, so we knew your daughter had a diary. Sadly, she doesn't know where it is anymore. It may have gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
Did Vicky, Danny, Brad?
I tried to have a diary.
Same.
But it was like I would write like one page and then like 6 months would go by and I'd be like, oh yeah, I should write in my diary again. And then I would lose interest in it.
Yeah, I had like a journal.
Yeah, journal. Yeah.
Cool, of course.
It had a lock on it though, right?
Yeah. It actually did. And so I wrote one day in it. Did the lock, lost the key, didn't care enough to try and find it and threw the book away. And my mom's just like, you begged me for this book. And I told you, like, my mom she was really looking out for my best interest. So often she would say, no, that's dumb, or you look stupid in that. And I would be like, no, I really want this neon yellow hypercolor turtleneck with a black and pink sweater that goes over it. I'm going to look cool.
That does sound awesome.
I thought so. She was right. I look stupid.
Yeah.
Same thing. She was just like, you don't need a journal, your diary. You're not going to do anything with that. And I thought I would. And I was like, I'm going to show her I would. And I lasted one day and I threw it away.
She knows you. Yeah. That's the thing I was thinking. It's like, you're not going to write stuff down daily.
I even try to do it like older, like, oh, you know what? It'd probably be good like every day. Just like write something into like a Word file on my phone. Just that way, over the course of your life, you're going to forget things. It'd be kind of cool to look back on some of the things that have happened in life. I lasted maybe 3 days on that. Yeah. And each day's entry was like one sentence, like, had lasagna today. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like an Instagram post.
It was, dude. That's what I should just do. There should be like an app that just downloads all the stupid stuff I've written on social media and make it look like it's my handwriting.
Are you sure that's how you want to be defined on what you just write on social media?
No.
Yeah, like you want to look back and go, this is who I was?
You're right, because I am guilty now of like going on Facebook and clicking on the memories. And typically, it was like 11 years ago, I was just writing stupid stuff. Nothing bad that would that would be wrong. But it was just like, had a cold today. Cold suck. Like, what the hell was I writing this for?
Steve, I saw you doing that, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Now I've started doing it because the things that I would say were so stupid, or it's like back when it would be like, so-and-so is feeling this, so it would be like, you know, I would be feeling sad for some reason, or I'm mad at Magic the Gathering, and I'm like, why did I even post this crap?
Do you delete them?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I delete them.
I delete all the time. Honestly, from 9 years to 11 years ago, almost every one of my posts are about the New Jersey Devils. Like, I'm looking today. It just says, Devils win again. Awesome. Another one, staying alive. I guess it was the playoffs.
Yeah.
Long time ago when they used to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't. I don't like to look back on that because I was very angry. So every post I had was like, "Don't you think that this person was wrong about this?" And that was that's all I ever posted.
Oh, wow, 10 years ago, I brought my my broken tooth into work, the one that I got pulled out.
Oh, wow, that's exciting.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I wouldn't delete that one. That's a memory.
No, I kept that one. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Facebook used to have a way that you could like look up your you know, any timeline of when you wanted to look. I think you can still do it some way, but I looked at my first post on Facebook and it was, Facebook is dumb, see me on MySpace.
Nice. That's awesome. How'd that work out for you?
Not well.
Yeah. Just goes to show you. That's it, man.
I wish there was a way.
Yeah.
I remember there's also like a website where you could like find out what your first tweet was.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's got to be, right? I don't know. That's tough. Can you go back and look at all your tweets? Like, if you just scroll, can you scroll back? I never tried.
There's like a website, like it's like, oh yeah, there like you could just go to a certain thing, find old tweets, or WordStream has like a thing. I don't know.
Oh wow, okay, that seems like a lot of work.
It does.
Yeah, never mind.
You know what? I'm good.
Yeah,
I just assume it was something stupid.
Yeah, that's what I would think about me. Something angry. You're stupid. I'm angry. That's pretty much what we were doing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know.
Vicky, you didn't have a journal?
I did. It was just sad. It wasn't juicy. It wasn't funny or embarrassing. It's just sad. I still have them.
What are you doing? Composing Evanescence lyrics?
Worse. It's just not worth reading.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's that bad?
It's sad. It's going to bum everyone out.
Wow. Is it like my life sucks or the world sucks or?
Well, like, it's like,
is it like a CW show? Is that what it's going to be like? Yeah.
I was like 8 years old, and I'm like,
I
need to work out so I can get a boyfriend. Like, it's
at
stuff
8
like
years
that.
old?
Yeah, that's why it's like, what messed up is that?
8 years old? You're thinking of that stuff? Whoa.
The power of television.
Wow. Boy, at 8 years old, I would just feel like that is not on your mind. Damn, that is sad.
Yeah, so there you go.
Can you really tap into the mind of an 8-year-old now at your age? Like, I can't imagine what I was thinking at 8. I don't even know where to start.
I don't think I was thinking about like having to change my body for a girl. I feel like maybe when I was like 12ish, but 8 seems really young to be having that in your brain. That sucks.
Yeah.
How about this person texted, speaking of like keeping a daily journal or some kind of thing, says, Migs, that reminds me of how when my daughter was born, I wanted to make daily notes and letters to her as she grew up. That way she could look back on it because, time goes so fast. Well, that lasted a day. Oh. Yeah, I thought of doing that too. Like set up an email account and just email her all the time. And I'm like, mom's writing stuff in something. I see her do that most of the time, so that's probably good enough.
I'm happy that, I did a lot of seminars years ago, and because of that, you kept journals of the seminars. So I do have notes of like important things I was working on in my life, like to try to be a better guy or, and it is wild to go back and see all my complaints and then see, like how things are now.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. And so because of all the therapeutic work I've done, journaling is a big part of that. And that's the important stuff I want to see. I want to see like, what was my viewpoint on life and did I figure it out? That's kind of cool to go back and see that. But then you got to be kind of crazy. So I would recommend first you go a little kooky and then you got to go talk to somebody and then you can keep a journal.
Fair.
There you go. As opposed to lasagna, you're right. Because if you're feeling like you're okay in life, what are you writing but things just like, hey, lasagna was awesome. But at my point, I was like really like having my issues, so I was writing down a lot of stuff.
Lasagna is awesome. It is, and will forever be awesome.
Oh, yeah. And I want to try the cheese curd lasagna that they have at the place in Bellevue. It's in Bellevue Square, and they use Beecher's cheese curds.
Oh, that sounds great.
I don't know the name of the place. It's where Cafe Vita is. It's like they're connected to each other, and it's a restaurant. I don't know what it is, but I'm always like trying not to eat whenever I pass that place. I'm like trying to be good, and there I smell it. It's so darn good.
Is it Larry's Lasagna Lounge?
It should be. It should be Larry's Lasagna Lounge.
My wife made a vegan lasagna last night. It was so damn good.
Really?
Just want to keep eating it.
Oh, wherever it is, it's like in the middle of the mall on the first level. I don't know why.
Is it just the Beecher's handmade cheese?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just Beecher's joint.
Beecher's handmade cheese, Bellevue Square. That's what.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's what. Well, there you go. Well, then Beecher's has a lasagna there, man.
Does it really?
Yeah. I have never had it because like I said, every time I'm going by, I'm like, dude, you've got to stop eating. At some point in your life, you've got to make the choice not to eat.
They got the mac and cheese there, too.
You don't have to stop eating.
I've had Beecher's mac and cheese before. That is delicious. But I haven't had the lasagna with the cheese curds. Oh, I want to try it.
Someone just texted, Migs, did you see that A&E is doing a KISS documentary? Are you going to watch it? Yeah, Danny actually told me about it yesterday.
Are you going to watch it, was asked of Steve Miggs?
The answer is yes.
Are you serious?
1,000% yes.
Yeah, it's like, hey, BJ, they're going to make a Fantastic Four movie. Are you going to watch it? I mean, of course.
I think it's called Kiss Story.
Yeah.
Which I think
that's really good.
That's great.
I think they've already used that name in some kind of like Chronicles of Kiss. Like, I don't know if the band sanctioned it or what, but I've heard Kisstory has been used before, I think on a box set or something. But it's a perfect name for this.
Love that.
Oh, I'm so pumped, dude. That's still like to this day, if I had to pick one band to see in their like I would even say building up to their prime when they were still an up and comer, it would be Kiss in the mid to late 70s. I would have loved to be able to see them live.
I'm not a big Kiss fan, but I'd still be interested in seeing that documentary because of just what they became. Like you said, to watch them become what they became and then to be able to get Gene's insights. Because I find Gene Simmons to be brilliant. I know he can rub people the wrong way and irritate folks, but I think he's pretty brilliant, and I would love to get his insights of all those years.
See, I'm more of a Paul guy, Star Child personally, so I like to listen to him because he's just like, his positivity is pretty damn awesome, and his accountability in his book is great. Like he admits, at times my ego got the better of me. Like it's refreshing to read those kind of things. So I'd love to just see what he has to say because I've always been a fan of Paul Stanley. So I think it's two nights as well.
Can we both agree we really don't care what Peter Criss has to say? Because
I absolutely do. You don't care.
Yeah, I'm going to hang up on the video at that point.
He hung up on you. Let's not get it twisted.
Fine. Oh man, that would be. But it'll be interesting to hear from guys like him because they won't pull any punches. I know with the Go-Go's documentary that they didn't pull any punches. They really did tell it like it was. How much sometimes they hated each other and all that. And I'm looking forward to Peter Criss's comments as well as maybe Gene's comments about him.
Yeah, I hope that they're going to talk to all the people that have been in, the ones that are still alive and with us. Everybody that's been a part of KISS, because obviously Gene and Paul have been there the entire time, but they've had kind of a revolving door of guitarists over the years, or a handful, and a couple of drummers as well. One, unfortunately, no longer with us in Eric Carr, but they still have some people they could talk to.
So when are we anticipating this? When's it happening?
It's the end of
26th and 27th of June.
Of June, yes.
Oh, so it's done.
It's a two-part thing.
Yep, 2 parts.
Whoa, where's it happening again?
A&E, baby.
Oh, wow, I get that, I think.
Yeah, of course you get A&E.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched A&E. I'm sure I do.
You're missing out on all the wrestling documentaries they've been doing. Steve Austin, Roddy Piper.
Am I, though?
Yes.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, yeah, well.
Dave Grohl's a part of this, of course.
Well, of course he is.
Music documentary. Let's get Dave Grohl's opinion. Tom Morello is also a part of it, and then other people that have been associated with the band.
Well, yeah, and I would imagine that, of course, today's contemporaries want to comment on what was, giant for them growing up, I'm sure.
The weird part, though, I'm looking at this, and it says it's featuring Kisstory celebrating 5 decades of the band, blah, 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 featuring Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons and more. And then I'm looking at the and more, and it's the only person that it doesn't have Peter Criss or Ace Frehley mentioned.
Oh, wow.
It's got Tommy Thayer, Eric Singer, who are the current members of the band.
So, yeah, you know what? I'm not surprised if he's not in it.
Either one, though.
Yeah. Well, what was the relationship with Gene?
You mean with Ace Frehley?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, they're just as strained. Probably less strained than it was with Peter, but they both had their moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best way to say it. They both like to booze it up. And Gene and Paul weren't fans of that.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. It is Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls and more of your texts at 936 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. Let's go to Joe and Everett. Joe, you are on The Rock.
Hola, bichola.
Hola, Joe. Hola. Don't forget the men's room afternoons right here on The Rock. What you got for us, buddy?
So the other day you guys were talking about what guests shouldn't do at your house or, what you shouldn't do at other people's houses.
Yep.
So my buddy was having a viewing party of the McGregor a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're throwing back beers and shots and whatnot, so I had to go use the bathroom. Doing the one-hand lean on the wall, was his lovely wife had these shelves right above the toilet, and she had a candle burning. So when I was finished, I came back, and my hand hit the candle. The candle fell off the shelf, hit the edge of the toilet bowl, and shattered the toilet bowl.
Damn.
Shattered the toilet bowl like it was an old cookie.
Wow.
I mean, just crumbled.
Wow.
So now I'm just glad I didn't do a number 2. So anyways, we got it all cleaned up and, so now everybody, there was like 20 people there. Very embarrassing. So everybody had to use the bathroom upstairs. So the next day, him and I go to Home Depot. I buy them a new toilet and help them install it. It was so bad.
What the hell kind of candle is this that it could actually shatter a toilet?
Dude. Well, it hit the sweet spot on the toilet bowl and just shattered.
Wow.
I mean, just shattered. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before.
I knew somebody when I was an apartment manager, one of our residents, a little bit different, but he had a candle and he went to go to work, left it on, and the candle was sitting on the toilet, on the top of the toilet bowl, like on the the back part, and it heated up. I think there might have been a magazine under, or something caused a little bit of a mini fire, heated up the toilet bowl, and the toilet bowl exploded from the heat.
Damn! Whoa!
And fortunately, that's what happened, because that could have burnt down the entire apartment complex, which would have been a massive bummer. But It didn't happen because the toilet bowl exploded and the water put the fire out. So it was a massive mess. Like, it flooded the apartment below him, because that's how we found out. The guy's like, hey, I have water dripping from my ceiling. I don't know what's going on up above. I'm like, oh, here we go. It's been a process. Like, we had a guy die from a heroin overdose recently. Before that, there was a guy that was cranking it in one of his apartments while staring out to random people. That was awkward. So you just don't know what you're going to walk. We had a hoarder, and she was hoarding since like I think the 50s or 60s before she left.
Vicky was living in your apartment? I didn't know that.
So it's like, you just don't know what you're walking into when we walked into these apartments. So I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be bad. And then you walk in and this is what you see. And then he comes back and he's like, oh, I must have forgot to leave my candle on. And then he was mad that we were like charging him for the repairs. He's like,
yeah.
I'm like, do you have insurance? I said, no. And we're like, well, you're going to have to pay for these repairs. Like, I don't understand. You guys should cover it. I'm like, you left a candle on a toilet.
Yeah, you kind of did this, idiot.
And you caused all this damage. Like, no.
Yeah, you're going to pay for this.
That guy sucked.
At least it makes sense that the heat is what caused the toilet to explode.
Right, not a candle falling on it.
No, because I have I have one of those just regular fiberglass showers and tubs, and one of my hair products fell and caused a giant hole in my bathtub. It was a plastic container, so it
weird.
Something
in the
about
right spot,
right? Yeah,
or wrong spot,
right.
I was like, well, that's why you need to stop using acid in your hair. I thought it ate through the thing.
Yeah, no, not fun.
Boy, that sucks. I mean, because those are not cheap replacements.
No.
That sucks.
Hey, I have an update about the KISS documentary. My buddy Craig Prober, he texted me. He's a big KISS fan as well. And he said that Ace and Peter both declined to be a part of this documentary. According to Eddie Trunk, they've both been, I guess, raked over. Obviously they've been raked over the coals by Paul and Gene, and they wanted no part of it.
Wow.
So they're just like, no, I want nothing to do with this.
How bad is it that they wouldn't even be part of the documentary?
What do you think about even the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction? Remember there was that issue that KISS didn't want to perform with them, and it was just it's just bad. I mean, dude, it's basically, bands, they always joke about it. It's a relationship with X amount of other people as opposed to just one other person. So there's a marriage that just failed miserably, yet you're still connected forever because, in marriages sometimes it's a child. With this, it's because the band is so popular and people love it. They keep wanting to see these guys get back together again.
Boy, it would be amazing to just, I'm surprised they wouldn't do it just so that they could basically, tell their side of the story, tell their truth.
They might just feel, look, I bet Gene and Paul are the producers. No matter what we say, it probably won't even get aired.
Oh, that's
you know what I mean. You have that mentality that you're just like, why do I even want to go and be honest? It's probably happened before with them, like where they.
I'm not too sure I want to watch this now because if that is true, that the Gene and Paul are the producers, then you're going to get a slanted story. You're not going to get the real deal.
And I don't know if they're the producers. I'm just saying, quite possibly they are.
Or at that
you look at the Michael Jordan, the Last Dance thing that they did. He was the executive producer, so everything that went on, it didn't always paint a picture perfect, but it never painted him in a bad light. And I'm sure some of his teammates probably weren't a big fan of him.
Well, and sometimes I would argue, too, that, if they're not producers at that point, I'm like, sometimes you're just done with the band. Like, you're just done with that part of your life. Even though it brought you millions of dollars and it was such a big part of your life, you just don't want... Like, there's certain people I won't talk to from old bands that I've been in just because there was hurt feelings. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with them.
Dude, at least to this day, I still have people randomly hit me up about my old band, wanting to, like, when are you guys going to get back together? And I've had people even say, we will put together this show and this, that, and I'm... Like, nah, that ship has sailed for me. I just don't want to put myself... I've tried, and it was just mentally exhausting. Like, imagine being, like, X amount of people constantly sending you messages, like, why aren't you back together with Sheila? Like, you should be back with Sheila. We miss you and Sheila. And it's, like, nonstop. That's basically what it is, where people are just like, you guys need to have these guys back in your band. Like, I have no idea who's right and who's wrong in that situation, but clearly it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would be back together.
Yeah, I see your point. And that's why, for me, it's like, well, then I'm not sure what kind of if I'm getting a true story, because I would like to hear it all. I really would,
for sure.
I would like to hear it all. That's a true documentary to me. I have less interest in it now. I mean, I know you're a KISS fan, you're going to be fine with it, but I really have less interest. And I'm not a Peter Criss fan, but I would love to get both sides of the story, because you hear the sides from, like you said, Gene and Paul, which is basically, like you said, Steve, it was the substances, that was the problem. And, those guys, they have their opinion, but I would love to hear the other side.
Well, it's out there. I mean, they have books. I mean, they probably feel the way, like, they're like, hey, I've done plenty of interviews, done plenty of books. I've shared how I feel. I mean, the general, like, really simpling it down, or, dumbing it down is just, they did not like being controlled by Gene and Paul, and they felt they weren't being treated equally, like financially and everything. So and then Gene and Paul's side was like, yeah, we did all the work, therefore we should reap more of the benefits. So it's like,
bands do have that problem. Like, if you're just a player and you don't write and really like create the music, most bands think the guys that do that should get more than the ones that don't do that.
But it's funny when bands, and then you probably see, like, it's always such a weird thing when it says, like, this was written by this person. It's like, well, was the entire song written? Because I've been in bands where, like, song written by Johnny. And I'm like, well, Johnny didn't write my drum parts. So did he write the whole... I mean, yeah, he wrote the lyrics, and he wrote the melody and the hook, but he didn't write the guitar solo, he didn't write the bass line, and he didn't write the drum parts. But he gets the credit. It's a weird thing. Like,
that is very weird. I'm surprised they wouldn't put all four of you on there at that point.
Some bands do, some bands don't. It's a weird thing. Like, once I started thinking about it, it made my brain hurt, and I'm like, I don't need to deal with this. Like, Johnny didn't write my drum parts.
Oh, yeah, but if you came up with the drum parts, Steve, unless they come up with drum parts for you, why wouldn't you get credit?
But without the song that they wrote, those parts would have never even existed. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, but they didn't make those parts.
But that's the argument. It's like, well, you didn't write the song. You didn't write the lyrics. You didn't write the melody. You didn't write this.
And to play both sides, I've also seen bands that they, no matter who writes the song, they just put, written by Newfound Glory.
The entire band.
Yeah, the entire band. They don't specify who wrote anything.
I always like seeing that. That's a band has solidarity.
Yeah.
Or it just doesn't want to deal with the BS. It's written by the whole band. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Well, here's a big question that needs to be answered. Has nothing to do with music, but it does have to do with Ryan Castle and a cicada. What do they have in common? Oh, I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a cicada have in common?
I spend most of my life subterranean. Or at least the last 15 months.
In the dirt.
Oh, yeah. So it says they oh man.
Oh boy. Whoops.
They only arrive once every 17 years.
Oh.
I think arrive is not the word that you were is in that text.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't. And it wasn't even spelled the proper way.
What? Oh,
was it show up?
Yes, it was definitely show up.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yep, they forgot the E and the O in this one.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's very, very weird.
They both have huge red bulging eyes. Bulging eyes.
That's it, bulging eyes. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You lost me at huge, red, and bulging.
Yeah, baby.
Wow. Cicadas, man, they're a beating. Someone was driving in Cincinnati on Monday when a single cicada flew in through their window, hit them in the face, and made them crash. They slammed into a telephone pole, and their car was completely totaled. All because of the damn cicada.
Oh. And what's worse is they live in Cincinnati.
Well, luckily they weren't seriously hurt, so they still have to live in Cincinnati. That's the, or is that unluckily? I'm not sure.
Man, I don't know.
Man, those bugs, man, I remember those. They suck.
They're just trying to get laid.
Well, that's a good point.
That's it, man.
I mean, all right. I feel their pain.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Right. Do some weird stuff.
Yeah. Ryan Castle, always seeing the positive side of cicadas. And he's got a 12-pack coming up.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Steve, wow, this is nice. You win 6-9 on 6-9.
The greatest freaking day of my life.
Wow.
I was thinking in my head, how crazy would that be if I went 6-9?
Oh,
and it happened.
Zach really
I was a part of this momentous occasion.
You and I just made history.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases, and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.